You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
I'm Smiley the dog. I am a mutt. I'm Smiley the dog. I'm super smiley. I have a cat, too sweet, the travel kitty. I have a good girlfriend, Angel's really pretty. I have a pony and we share a big horse. We have a big yard. Yeah, we have to, of course. I have a pool. In the summer I stay cool. To a fountain, live in the mountain, live high on the hog. Need to be a spokes dog. I'm Smiley the dog. I am a mutt. I'm Smiley the dog. I'm super smiley.
Woof and Super Smiles. Welcome to a Super Smiley Adventure on Pet Life Radio, the largest pet radio network in the world. I'm Megan Blake, here with my co-host, Giant Mutt Super Smiley, spokes dog for throwaways. I hope your pets have been taking you on amazing summer adventures, whether they're travels out and about or inner journeys within your heart. In just the last month, Smiley took me to North Carolina where we shot a movie about Susie. Susie's the dog who was burned and inspired Susie's Law to protect animals from abuse. And she's doing great and is one lucky dog inspiring others to properly steward pets. Then Smiley and I went to Atlanta, Georgia to speak at the Hope Conference for the Hope Crisis Response Dogs and their people. And the Hope Show is posted on our Super Smiley page too, with lots of inspiring stories and info as to how your dog can become a hopeful too. Then we went to Florida to shoot a television pilot about traveling with your pets called Pets Welcome Here. And now we're back to California with our West Coast friends Douglas Erickson and Sarah Bacher with the Pet Post USA. Hey, Douglas and Sarah.
Hi.
We're so glad that you're here with us. We want to hear all about everything that you're doing and all the things coming up. And we all got together, was it last weekend, for a Super Smiley Flash Mob rehearsal for your big event? That was a fun rehearsal, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh, everybody had such a fabulous time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. We had cars stopping in the road to watch the dance, and it was just absolutely gorgeous day. And while we were there, we made sure that the dogs were being taken care of in the heat. So Smiley and I thought it would be perfect to have you two join us and talk about summer tips for dogs and the Pet Post USA California event that you have coming up.
Perfect. Sounds great. Well, as you said, the 4th of July is coming up and other parties and social functions, so this is the time we need to watch out for our furry four-legged companions because they can get nervous quite easy with a whole bunch of individuals and strangers around in the fireworks.
That's right. There's a lot of stimulation and also the heat. So there are a lot of things to deal with. And I know Smiley and I are out and about a lot. And one simple thing that we do to keep Smiley cool is we put a wet bandana on him. I just keep it wet, and it's right around his throat and chest, which is where their heat passages run. And that works really well. Doug, do you have one favorite cool down technique you want to mention?
No, I just basically keep my dog in the shade. I would laugh to see my dog wrapped in a bandana with wet water. He'd probably just rip out on me. What are you doing? So now I'm going to have to try that, though. It sounds like fun. So I'm just the shade kind of guy.
No, but you know what, Doug? You said no, just the shade. But actually, shade is a really, really good tip because a lot of times people, they're enjoying the sun and it feels so good on our skin, like we're getting a suntan. But it can make the dogs overheat really quickly. So that shade tip that you gave is actually a really, really good tip. And we're going to take a really quick commercial break, and then we'll be getting some more tips, and we're going to hear all about the Pet Post USA with Douglas and Sarah. Smiley, can you wait? Good boy.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
I'm Smiley the dog. I'm Super Smiley. Must rock.
Petco, where the pets go. Petco, where the pets go.
Pet Life Radio has tail-wagging, fur-flying, fabulous deals for our listeners from Petco. Get $6 off your order of $60 or more and up to 40% off the entire Petco site. That's right. But that's not all. Because you're a Pet Life Radio listener, you'll also get free shipping on your order of $49 or more. $6 off, up to 40% off, and free shipping from Pet Life Radio and Petco. To get these awesome deals, go to PetcoDeals.com. That's PetcoDeals.com.
Petco, where the pets go.
I don't make any decisions about who to hire without going to Angie's List first.
You'll find reviews on home repair to healthcare, written by people just like you.
With Angie's List, I know who to call, and I know the results will be fantastic.
Angie's List. News you can trust.
Go to angieslist.com/super and get 25% off any subscription. That's angieslist.com/super. SUPER.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
And we're back on a Super Smiley Adventure with Douglas Erickson and Sarah Bacher from the Pet Post USA. They're friends of Smiley's and mine. And Douglas and Sarah, you all are having an event coming up in Southern California. So we thought this is a perfect way to share summer tips for pet owners and invite everyone to your cool event July 15th. And I keep mentioning Pet Post USA. So first tell us, what is the Pet Post USA?
It is just a really fun online pet portal, all kinds of information. There's a Q&A board. Individuals can log on, ask questions, we'll respond, or other people will respond in our local city and around the nation. There's all kinds of pet videos and a business directory for our business members. It's just a lot of fun. What do you think, Sarah?
Yeah, definitely. And I also want to point out that people can join the community and reach out to other members on the Pet Post USA, ask them questions, post their own pictures. And like Doug was saying, they can check out videos. They can also post their own videos of their pets to share with other community members.
And people love doing that. They love sharing cute, fun moments with their pets. And thank you so much for inviting Smiley and me to your premiere event. And like we said earlier, our rehearsal was so much fun. We had people stopping in their cars in the street to watch the Flash Mob. And we had a guest singer stop by. Noelle, she stopped by to play a few songs. And that was just for the rehearsal. So I know your event is really going to rock. But very quickly, as our theme today, we realized that the sun was hot. And we know that dogs overheat so much faster than humans. And they don't sweat, except they have, in their paw pads, they have a few sweat glands. And often their panting looks just like a big smile. So humans might think that the dogs are enjoying all this fun, but in fact, they are overheating. And even a dog who wants to enthusiastically play more and more can be overheating. So what are some of the main things that you all recommend for people who come to your event to keep the dogs cool in the summer?
You know, one of the things we want to recommend, keep the playtime down into the earlier parts of the day. During a really hot day, the hot part of the day, try to keep your dogs relaxed during that time. As you were saying, Megan, the dogs are panting in and out of their mouths, so they're inhaling and exhaling air. So if it's hot, they just can't release and sweat like a human does, so they just don't cool down as easy.
Right. And sometimes it's easy to forget about a dog's feet. They're barefooted, and we take for granted that they're always walking on these pads that are toughened up for walking on cement and things. But sometimes that asphalt can get so hot, and I'm always very, very careful to be aware of that, or hot sand. And so I want to remind everyone to be aware of the dog's feet. I'll tell a little story. When Smiley and I were in North Carolina on the set of Susie, it was cool. It was still daytime, but the sun had gone down behind the tree line. So it was sort of that beautiful twilight time. It was still hot, but there was a cool breeze. We were in a parking lot, but I had him on the grassy area in the little median there where cars pull up to park. And the man who was really, really wonderful, Kenneth from American Humane Association, was there monitoring all of the animals to make sure no animals were harmed during the making of the film. And the film got a great rating, by the way, from AHA. But just for fun, he has this device that he pointed into the grass, and it would show the temperature. And the grass temperature was 72 degrees. Now, remember, I was experiencing a cool breeze. The sun had gone down, but he pointed it at the asphalt. The asphalt was 99 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So we really want to remind everyone to please keep your doggies off the asphalt. And if you have to cross the street, put them in a little place of dirt or grass or something that's been shady, and then run them across that asphalt, because a pad injury is a very, very serious injury. So there are lots of things like that we don't think about. Can y'all think of anything else to share with everybody?
Well, I just wanted to highlight, kind of going along with your discussion on the pads of the feet. What's great about our event, it is going to be, there's going to be a lot of shade. There's going to be a lot of grassy areas for the dogs to be able to walk on. So we are trying to make sure that we don't have to worry about the dogs there, and people who bring their dogs, they're going to have a lot of opportunity for nice shade, and it's not going to be too hot for them because there's going to be grass, not concrete.
That's absolutely true. Like I said, we were there at the rehearsal, and it is a beautiful, beautiful park with big mature trees and lots of grass, and there was a breeze there. I mean, it is a gorgeous setting. People should just come to hang out. It's really, really beautiful. And let's see, sunscreen. Dogs' noses can sunburn as well, so sunscreen is always good and easy to remember. Water, water, water. Always offer your dog's water, even if he doesn't drink. At one point, 15 minutes later, offer him some more water. And sometimes it's good to put ice in the water, too. They like to kind of play with the ice sometimes. I've noticed that Smiley will even chew up a little bit of ice. Let's see. And do y'all know about symptoms of overheating? Well, Doug mentioned panting, right, Doug?
Well, they do. I mean, it's hard because it's really hard to monitor a dog, but it's like if they tend to start to get really lethargic or they don't want to move, this is a good sign that they're overheating. And we need to be careful of those signs because a dog can get heat stroke easy. We keep on talking about the asphalt, and to your point, Megan, not only are their paws on the asphalt, but their chest and their body is much closer to the asphalt than people. So they're even getting all that heat just coming around their body. So we need to watch their energy level. And then we must make a point about really the pets in the cars. Folks really need to be careful with their companions in their cars with them, because even when they get out of their car and just step away for a few minutes, that car is heating up like an oven, and unfortunately, the animal inside is baking, and they don't have the strength to open up the door to let themselves out to get some air.
Those are good points, Doug. And like you mentioned, we're their stewards, so that's our job, is to take care of them. And you also mentioned that we can't always know when they're overheating because they're not able to tell us. And as I mentioned earlier, sometimes the dogs are just so enthusiastic and they love to be out and they love to play. So just because your dog looks like he's smiling and panting and he wants to play some more, that may not mean that he's not overheating. And Doug, you mentioned lethargy, a bright red tongue with thick drooling saliva, wide eyes with a glassy look. These are actually very serious symptoms. And if your dog doesn't recover when you notice this, you should maybe take him to a vet, because heat stroke can be very, very serious with dogs. But so these are all really good tips. In your yard, here's one thing. I know a lot of people try to keep their dogs from digging, but digging a cool hole is a way that dogs cool themselves down in the shade. They love that. So I also recommend sort of sacrificing a little area, and you can even dig a hole and put sand in it, and the dog will love to dig. Then he'll get in the shade under the cool hole and leave him water with ice in it, and that helps them as well, right?
Sure,
absolutely. Yeah, and also, too, you can put a wading pool out for your dog to play in, and, put a hose out in the backyard if you can. That's really good to cool down the ground as well.
That's right. I love the baby pool idea, and those are so inexpensive too. You can get those at some drugstores. I've seen them for like $11, and you just put water in there in the shade. And a lot of dogs, they just like to paw. They dig in the water. They think it's so much fun. And coming up, like we've been talking about, your Pet Post USA adoption event. So tell us about your event. What do you have coming up?
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I don't even know where to begin.
Pick a place.
It really is just going to be a lot of fun. There's not many events like this, so it's strictly just supporting dog adoption. So we have about 12 rescue groups and information booths coming in, and it's a variety. We have Sunny Saints, Long Beach Spay and Neuter, Long Beach Animal Care Services is going to come out and join us. We have a ARA Canine Rescue, the Dog Squad, Animal Match Rescue Team, and to Wish for Animals. So there's just all kinds of organizations that are going to join us. And really, this is for the pets, because as we know, many people don't know, a lot of the animal rescue groups get their dogs and their cats from the animal rescue groups, which many are unfortunately kill shelters. And we don't really like to mention that word, but it's true. So if we can help these animal rescue groups adopt out all of the pets as possible, then they're able to go back into the animal shelters and pull some more pets. So we're able to save a lot of lives. And that's really what the premise of this adoption event is. It's saving the lives of cats and dogs that are looking for a second chance.
I love that. That's absolutely beautiful. And I have 2 dogs, Angel and Smiley. And for me personally, I always think it's easier and better to have 2 pets. So I'm going to recommend personally that if someone has 1 dog, they might want to consider going out and getting another dog as well. Are people encouraged to bring their own pets, or are you discouraging that? How do you feel about that?
I'm not going to discourage it. That's a really good question, Megan, because there's a fine line to be drawn because obviously not all animals get along and they're in a new territory, so they're already nervous. And it's not that they're not a friendly dog, they're just in a new situation. But some animal shelters, or even when I've adopted my pets, I've had to actually go and get my pets and bring them up to the animal rescue because they want to meet the pet that you're considering adopting to see on how they get along. So depending on how you're looking at it, it could also be a good thing.
Yeah, and that's a really, really good point. Before you adopt a pet and bring a new pet into a home that already has pets, you want to introduce them. I would always want to do that, or at least make sure that you get the right. I got Angel, my German Shepherd, first, and she was a very nervous dog, so I knew I was looking for a very grounded, confident dog. So I saw Smiley, and I knew he was the right dog for Angel. I didn't introduce them first, but I could just tell by their personality types that he was going to be perfect. So you have to take all of that into consideration when you're integrating a new pet into a household. And I think that's what your point you're making, right?
Sure, and patience. Some dogs aren't social and they're coming from different environments, but I'll tell you, I have 4 dogs. All of them are rescue, and I'll tell you, I could not have a better group of 4-legged friends at my feet. They all just get along. They socialize. They play with their cat. I mean, it's just an extraordinary group of animals. And they're all rescues. These are animals that people didn't want that have just blessed my life. So, hey, I'm better off.
It's like Smiley talking about the throwaways, these animals that someone threw away. There are our blessings in our life. Very, very well said, Doug. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back to hear more about this Southern California extravaganza, the Pet Post USA adoption event, and more summer and 4th of July tips for our pets. Smiley, can you wait? Good boy.
Sit, stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
I'm Smiley the dog. I'm Super Smiley. Let's rock!
Every pet is unique. Maybe they're gray in the muzzle, yet young at heart. Maybe they're growing out of the puppy stage and into their paws and ears. Or maybe they're just trying to maintain a more girlish figure. At PetSmart, we have the right food for your pet at a great value for you. PetSmart. Be better together.
Go to PetSmartDeal.com and save up to 30% on awesome gifts for the pets and pet people in your life. Toys, collars, leashes, PetSmart gift cards, treats, and more. Go to PetSmartDeal.com today. PetSmartDeal.com.
I'm not much of a reader, but I do wish I were more well-read.
There are so many great books coming out. I wish I could find a way to keep up.
Audible.com makes it easy to stay well informed and catch up on your reading simply by listening. Audiobooks from Audible turn downtime into uptime. You'll be more productive and become well read.
Now I'm able to catch up on all the great books I've been wanting to read.
With Audible, I feel smarter.
Pet Life Radio listeners, try Audible.com now and get your first 30 days of Audible Listener Gold membership plan free. And get a free audiobook. Choose from over 100,000 titles. To get this great deal, go to audibledeals.com. That's audibledeals.com.
Love your pets but wish their medications were a lot less expensive? They are at 1-800-PET-MEDS. You'll not only save on flea and heartworm medications, but on prescriptions for arthritis, incontinence, thyroid, and more. And you get fast service, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, our licensed pharmacists ensure accuracy, monitor drug interaction, and more. See why over 5 million people have trusted their pet's health to 1-800-PET-MEDS, America's largest pet pharmacy. Call now or order online.
Go to 1-800-PetMeds.com/adventure, ADVENTURE, to get 10% off any order and free shipping on orders of $39 or more at PetMeds.com.
When you're looking to add a pet into your life, consider adopting a homeless animal from your local shelter or rescue group. Whether you want a kitten, puppy, or a more mature pet, a purebred or a one-of-a-kind mixed breed, even a rabbit or hamster, your shelter has the best selection of animals anywhere, all screened for good health and behavior. PetLifeRadio.com presents Take Me Home. with your host, Susan Daffron. Join us each week as we showcase wonderful pets, tell stories, and even throw some pet education into the mix. So get ready to find out why the pet adoption option can be a great way to add a furry companion into your life. Take Me Home every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
And we're back on a Super Smiley Adventure with Douglas Erickson and Sarah Bacher with the Pet Post USA. And again, we want to invite everyone to come to your event July 15th. Doug, tell us where the event is again.
It's going to be at Good Neighbor Park, which is in Long Beach, and the actual address is 2800 Studebaker Road, Long Beach, and the zip code is 90815.
It's so easy to get to. If you come down the 405, there's a Studebaker Road exit. I mean, you just take the exit and it's right there, and it's so pretty. It's right there on the right as you're headed east. And there's so many amazing pet events out there, which is a wonderful thing because the venues are becoming more and more pet friendly. And you were just talking about what's going to make the Pet Post event worth the drive. And it's just a beautiful setting, all the animals that are there for adoption. And people can also talk with the different rescue groups and maybe investigate what type dog is right for them, right? Why should people take the drive and come to your event, Doug and Sarah?
You know, beyond the opportunity to find a pet and bring them home and give them a forever home, the other opportunities at the event to see and to participate in, we're, of course, going to be doing the Super Smiley Flash Mob for Adoption dance. Very excited about that. And then we're also going to have a Master of Ceremonies, Linda Montgomery, comedian, and
that's fun.
And Nicole Gilliam-May, president of Amazing Mutts, will be there as well. And we're also going to have an opportunity drawing with a few gift baskets and a pet trust from Sharma Cleash, one of our sponsors, and an adoption fee will be covered also by the Pet Post USA.
Oh, that's really cool. I've never heard of Amazing Mutts. I can't believe this. What is that? Tell us what this is.
Amazing Mutts, Nicole is out in Norco, and she does a lot of pet training. And then she has also written a book, and she also has a book that's a free giveaway for people that want to go to the website, Amazing Mutts, and all kinds of pet training tips and just a lot of fun. You know, fortunately, because we have such this great network of pet lovers on Twitter and Facebook, that's how the Pet Post USA and Amazing Mutts have connected. So I really always like to hear what Nicole has to say. So I just sent her a message, and she agreed to come on out, and she's going to help us see the event and make it a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, Doug, I remember meeting you at a pet event about a year ago, and I was immediately drawn to your enthusiasm and your clear focus. And I thought, I just thought this is a guy Smiley and I can have some fun with and really help give great pet information out to the world at the same time. So I want to thank you both for inviting me and Smiley to do the Super Smiley Flash Mob there. And we're going to do it more than once, right? Tell us what our schedule is. What are we doing there, Doug?
It's going to be crazy. Well, Sarah and Megan, you both know me. I can be out there sometimes. Also, it's kind of structured.
A lot of fun.
It's be fun. I don't want this just to be taking a day trip and everything's organized and planned. So we're going to ad-lib a little bit, but we're going to do the Super Smiley Flash Mob about 3 times.
Okay. So I'll be there the whole day. Doug, what are the hours of the event? Does it start at 10?
That was a very good question I wanted to touch on. It's going to start at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And we're going to go until about 3 p.m.
Okay, 10 to 3. So we'll have all the adoptions, the MCs, the giveaways, and Super Smiley Flash Mob is going to be up about 3 times, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me share with everybody, we're going to be videotaping that for YouTube, so whoever wants to come be in it will be in a flash mob on YouTube for pet adoption. And I want to invite everyone to check out Smiley's mission at www.smileythedog.com, and there's a choreography link on there, so you can actually learn the choreography before you get there. Or if you don't want to learn it before you get there, you can watch the first one, practice the second one, and then you can really rock it out on the third one. How about that, Doug? Does that sound like a good plan?
You know what? And chances are the people that come and don't even rehearse are still going to do better than me because I have 2 left feet at a time.
I got to tell you, these people rehearsing. They were so good. It was really, I was very impressed with the dancers. And let's see, we got your event. Oh, and the 4th of July is coming up. Oh my goodness, Doug, you mentioned all the craziness with the fireworks. Any more tips for that we can give to our listeners? What do y'all think?
Yeah, folks, you can even get on the line to understand this is probably one of the busiest times for animal shelters. Pets are afraid of fireworks. They get scared, and if we're not watching, possibly we have a door open or a window open, a dog or a cat can get out. We're having parties out at the pools or in our front yards, and people are in and out, and sometimes the fireworks just get too close, and even a most comfortable dog can get freaked out and just disappear. And trust me, I've watched one of my dogs try to escape an attack before, which they feel they're under, and they don't stop, and they don't know where they're going.
Yeah, I just want to interject one thing. You're giving amazing points, Doug, but I had an experience that it ended up fine. But I was in North Carolina driving after a fireworks celebration, and it was night, and it was one of those pitch black nights. There was no moon at all, and I was going slowly because I was coming off of an exit ramp. So I was only going maybe 30, maybe even 25 miles an hour, and a dog ran out of the bushes going 1,000 miles an hour and ran right into the side of my car. And the dog,
they don't know. They just, they're panicked.
A panic, and in a blind panic, right? And the dog was lying there, and he was alive, and then he got up, and a policeman did come and took him to the vet, and they found his owner. So it ends up being a happy ending. But my point is that I was going slowly, and this dog just tore right into my car. And if he had been a second sooner, I might have run over him. So I want to also give it a word of warning as you drive at night. Just really keep your peripheral vision open for these animals, because I'm telling you from personal experience, you have to watch out for them, like what Doug was saying.
Yeah, it can be traumatic. So we just need to be careful. And again, remember, this is the busiest time for the animal shelters in control, because this is when most of the pets, during this particular holiday, escape from their environment and get lost and get confused or get hurt. So we as pet owners do need to be very, very careful.
Right. And then if you mentioned them getting out of the doors, and that could be simply just from guests coming in and out if you're having a pool party or whatever you're doing. So you might want to even put your dogs in a bedroom, put your dogs away. Or another thing I like to do, because my dogs love to be out with everybody, I just keep them on a leash right with me. I'll have Smiley and Angel, and they just follow me around. They're so happy to be with me, and they feel like they're hosting the party. So that's another thing. Just keep your dog on a leash. Just tie it to your belt, tether them to you, and they'll just follow you around. And also, people are having barbecues, unusual food. Watch out for bones, rich foods, raisins, which can be very bad for your animals. And I would just sort of make an announcement at the party, no feeding the dogs. That way, don't let people do that, right? Would y'all agree?
Sure. And
yeah, definitely.
One last thing on that one, especially people with pools and having parties at pools, not all dogs know how to swim.
Perfect, right.
So sometimes people will think it's cute, throw a dog in the pool, let's watch them swim. No, be careful. Sometimes dogs need to get used to it depending on what type of a breed it is. And so you certainly don't want to bring any harm or accidentally drown a dog or a pet either.
Right. That's a really, really good point, Doug, because people, we've all heard of the dog paddle, the doggy paddle. Dogs naturally know how to swim. But some short-legged dogs like bulldogs or corgis, some of them will just sink like a rock. Their bodies are just not built to be buoyant like a lot of the deeper-chested dogs are. So really, really good point. And then sometimes being out, and maybe if you're going on a picnic, bee stings. Dogs often get stung around the muzzle because they see the bee and they try to, grab it. Like they grab a fly and they'll get stung. You can put ice on that, but watch for any allergic reactions. And if you see swelling, take your dog to the vet because it could be a more serious reaction as well. Those are really good tips, guys.
Sarah, what else have we left out? We talked about so much.
Well, I just wanted to point out that, with the fireworks, especially if, unfortunately, the dog does get out, just make sure that your dog is properly tagged or microchipped so that if they do make it to the animal shelter, you can be connected to your animal very quickly, and that way they can get back to home as soon as possible. So hopefully they won't get out, but if they do, at least if they're microchipped and tagged, you can get them back home a lot faster, hopefully if they get picked up by the animal shelter.
That's a really good point, Sarah. That's something, especially for the 4th of July holiday, but that's good 365 days out of the year, as are all these tips. These are just really great tips. And we want to invite everyone to come join us at the Pet Post USA Adoption Event. Doug, give us the dates and location if you have it listed on your website. Tell us one more time.
Okay, it's going to be July 15th. I also do want to let everybody know that we do have co-sponsors, which is Laundry Pet, Alpha Pet Care, and the law offices of Charmin Cleach. And again, it's out at Good Neighbor Park in Long Beach, and it's going to be from 10 to 3. And it's 2800 Studebaker Road, Long Beach, California, 90815. I am confident from the excitement that we had at the rehearsal that this event is going to be extraordinary fun and not like any other event that anybody's gone to when it comes to saving the life of another animal.
Oh, I love that, Doug. It is true. That rehearsal, it was like a party. It was truly amazing. And I'm really, really excited. I want to encourage everyone to come out. Smiley and I will be there. And again, we want to invite everyone to also flash mob with us. Visit smileythedog.com to see Smiley's mission for pet adoption and to learn the choreography. So that's very cool. So Douglas Erickson and Sarah Bacher from the Pet Post USA, thank you for joining us on a Super Smiley adventure and for bringing us another adventure to share with our pets.
Oh, thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all. And I have a Facebook page for Super Smiley Flash Mob Pet Post USA, so everybody can look at that and keep up with who's going to be doing the Super Smiley dance and more about Pet Post USA. So that's just another place that everybody can hook up with us on Facebook.
Right, and we're also going to have all the information on our website, which is www.petpostusa.com. So all of the details are on there as well.
Perfect. Petpostusa.com. I love it. Doug and Sarah, thank you so much. And from Smiley and me to everyone, enjoy your adventure with Woofs and Super Smiles.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.